3 vegetables you must eat and 3 you must never touch. Have you ever wondered why the same plate of fresh green salad can make your neighbor healthier? Supplement. While a kidney patient who eats it may see their creatinine levels spike within just a few days, experience swelling in their hands and feet, or even end up hospitalized in an emergency. Truth is, when kidney function declines, foods considered super healthy for normal people can become poison for you. At that point, the kidneys are no longer perfect filters. They become like a torn sieve, unable to handle excess minerals. In today's video, we on One speak in general terms. Supplement. I will thoroughly analyze the top 3 vegetables that are lifesavers for lowering creatinine and reducing the burden on the kidneys, as well as the top 3 deadly vegetables you must immediately remove from your diet if you want to protect your remaining nephrons, especially the vegetable ranked number 1 on the should-eat list. It is extremely cheap and you may have been overlooking it every single day. Before we get into the list, you need to understand the root of the problem. The kidneys have 3 main functions: filtering waste products, creatinine, urea, balancing fluids, and controlling minerals, potassium, phosphorus, sodium. When the kidneys fail, 2 silent killers hidden in vegetables begin to appear. Potassium. It helps the heart beat properly, but when the kidneys can no longer remove it, potassium builds up in the blood, causing irregular heart rhythms that can even make the heart stop suddenly. Oxalate. This substance is abundant in dark leafy green. It combines with calcium to form sharp crystals that damage the delicate kidney tubules. Now let us move on to the most important list, the top 3 lifesaver vegetables for the kidneys. 1. Zucchini. In fact, most vegetables contain potassium, but zucchini is a rare exception with an extremely low amount, only about 140-150 milligrams per 100 grams. Why is this number important in people with kidney failure? When the glomerular filtration rate, GFR, declines, the heart muscle cells' ability to maintain their resting membrane potential is threatened if blood potassium levels rise. Zucchini allows patients to eat until they feel full and satisfy their hunger without triggering the potassium bomb in the bloodstream. With almost 0 sodium content, zucchini does not cause water to be pulled from the cells into the bloodstream, helping maintain stable blood pressure, a key factor in preventing further damage to the already fragile kidney capillaries. Zucchini contains a large amount of pectin, an extremely valuable type of soluble fiber. Once in the intestines, pectin forms a thick gel-like layer. This gel has the ability to bind to heavy metals and byproducts of protein metabolism, such as urea. Instead of allowing these toxins to pass through the intestinal wall and re-enter the bloodstream, which would force the kidneys to filter them a second or third time, zucchini locks them in and removes them through bowel movements. This directly reduces the kidney's workload. How to use? Absolutely avoid deep frying or stir frying with excessive oil. Instead, steam it for 5-7 minutes to preserve its vitamins. 2. Red bell pepper. Many people often confuse and group bell peppers together with tomatoes because both have a bright red color. However, from a biochemical perspective for kidney patients, they are 2 completely different worlds. While tomatoes are a potential potassium bomb, red bell peppers contain extremely low levels of potassium, helping eliminate the risk of heart rhythm disorders in people with kidney disease. The biological armor protection mechanism. Our kidneys are essentially a dense network of millions of tiny capillaries. When kidney disease or high blood pressure develops, these blood vessels become fragile, prone to damage, and harden. Red bell peppers contain 3 times more vitamin C than oranges. Vitamin C acts as a key building block for collagen synthesis, helping reinforce the elasticity of the blood vessel walls in the glomeruli. They also contain powerful antioxidants that create their characteristic red color. These compounds work like a cleanup crew, neutralizing free radicals that attack and cause inflammation in the nephrons, thereby slowing scarring and the decline of GFR glomerular filtration rates. Vitamin C and the enzymes in bell peppers are very sensitive to high temperatures. Therefore, you should prioritize eating them raw in salads or only lightly stir-fry them for 2-3 minutes over high heat. Prolonged exposure to heat breaks down vitamin bonds, turning a superfood into a dish stripped of its therapeutic value. Use red bell peppers together with a little extra virgin olive oil. This healthy fat helps the body absorb lycopene and oil-soluble compound far more effectively, making your kidneys' protective shield stronger than ever. 3. Cabbage. Next on the list, we will explore a very humble vegetable that possesses remarkable healing power for the excretory system. Cabbage. This is not just a food, but also a bridge that helps stabilize the gut-kidney axis, the golden key to controlling uremic toxins in the blood. If zucchini helps cleanse the kidneys and red bell peppers protect the blood vessels, then cabbage acts as the gatekeeper of the digestive system, directly reducing the burden on the kidney, the gut-kidney access mechanism, and sulforaphane. Kidney patients often fall into a vicious cycle. Poor intestinal function leads to toxin buildup. Those toxins leak back into the bloodstream and the kidneys are forced to filter them over and over again. Cabbage contains high levels of this sulfur compound, which helps eliminate harmful bacteria and reduce intestinal inflammation and ulcers. When the gut is healthy and clean, the amount of toxins entering the bloodstream decreases significantly, allowing the kidneys to truly rest. It also acts like a mechanical broom, sweeping waste out of the colon and preventing chronic constipation, a major problem that can increase creatinine levels in people with kidney disease. The mission of alkalizing the blood. One of the most dangerous complications of advanced kidney failure is metabolic acidosis. When the kidneys lose their ability to eliminate ions, the blood becomes more acidic, leaving patients constantly exhausted, suffering from muscle pain, and struggling with chronic insomnia. Cabbage is a highly alkaline food. Once inside the body, it provides mineral compounds that help neutralize excess acid in the bloodstream and restore the body fat. Thanks to this stability, the enzyme systems inside cells can function smoothly again, helping you regain mental clarity and improve the quality of deep sleep. A life or death note on preparation. For cabbage to truly act as medicine, you must follow the no-salt principle. Salt sodium is a direct cause of fluid retention and increased pressure on the glomeruli. Instead of salt, use herbs and spices such as onions, garlic, or ginger. Also, not overcook cabbage until it turns yellow and mushy. Steam or boil it quickly for only 5-7 minutes. When cabbage still retains a slight crunch, the volatile sulfur compounds remain intact and can continue carrying out their detoxifying mission for your body. After reviewing these lifesavers, we must face a harsh reality. There are vegetables widely considered symbols of health that can actually become a death sentence for people with impaired kidney function. Top 3 vegetables harmful to kidney function. 1. Spinach. At the top of this black list is spinach. In the nutrition world, Spinach is often praised as a superfood because of its rich iron and vitamin content. However, for a kidney disease patient, it is an extremely dangerous vegetable that can even cause immediate acute damage. The biggest danger from spinach is not only potassium, but oxalate. This is a natural compound that healthy kidneys can eliminate, but weakened kidneys are often completely unable to handle it. Once inside the body, oxalate binds with calcium in the blood to form calcium oxalate crystals. Imagine these crystals as millions of tiny shards of broken glass, sharp and floating through the bloodstream. When these glass-like fragments pass through the small and delicate kidney tubules, they cannot be excreted. Instead, they can scratch, damage, and completely block the tiny renal tubule. This leads to acute inflammation and scarring of the remaining filtering units. For people with low GFR glomerular filtration rates, even consuming a bowl of spinach soup or a thick green smoothie can cause a sudden spike in oxalate levels, potentially leading to acute kidney injury due to crystal formation. It is similar to pouring a bucket of sand into a filter that is already half clogged. The system will immediately collapse. Instead of making you healthier, spinach in this case becomes a factor that accelerates kidney damage, potentially bringing forward the time when you have to face dialysis much sooner than expected. A life or death warning. If you truly crave leafy greens, you should completely replace spinach with vegetables that have much lower oxalate content, such as lettuce or cabbage. Do not trade your precious kidney function for a dish that is only believed to be nutritious. Next in the death list, we must mention a name often misunderstood between benefit and harm: beetroot. Its vibrant color and naturally sweet taste, this root vegetable is commonly passed around as a blood-oosting superfood. However, in reality, it hides risks that can destabilize the kidney's filtering system in a very short time. 2. Beetroot red beet. Common misconception among many patients is that the red color of beetroot helps regenerate red blood cells and treats anemia caused by kidney failure. However, nutritional benefit comes with a very high cost that weakened kidneys cannot afford. Beetroot is one of the most mineral-dense foods in nature. The potassium content in beetroot acts like a shock to the bloodstream. When the kidneys cannot eliminate it in time, potassium levels rise sharply, placing direct stress on the heart muscle. This can lead to rapid heartbeat, arrhythmia, and even sudden cardiac arrest. In addition to potassium, beetroot also contains significant amounts of phosphorus. When this substance accumulates excessively, it draws calcium from the bones into the bloodstream, leading to vascular calcification and hardening of the arteries. As a result, blood flow becomes more restricted, making it even harder for the kidneys to filter and circulate blood efficiently. Beetroot also contains natural nitrates that help dilate blood vessels. This may seem beneficial for healthy individuals, but in people with kidney disease, it can cause extreme blood pressure fluctuations. Sudden changes in pressure are like continuous violent waves, striking the already fragile walls of the glomeruli. This not only increases creatinine levels, but also places tremendous stress on the remaining nephrons, accelerating kidney fibrosis. Note, if you are experiencing anemia due to kidney disease, you should seek safe medical treatments prescribed by a doctor rather than relying on beetroot. Do not let the misconception of eating what is good for blood is always beneficial turn everyday foods into internal bombs that damage your health from within. Finally, in the list of vegetables that require extreme caution, we must mention a star of the clean living trend that has become a nightmare for nephrologists: celery, especially the trend of drinking raw celery juice. 3. Celery juice. In recent years, celery juice has been promoted as a miracle detox drink that improves skin health and supports weight loss. However, for already damaged kidneys, drinking a concentrated glass of celery juice every morning is no different from forcing an exhausted person to carry an extra heavy sack of stones on their shoulders. Celery has a very distinct characteristic. It contains a naturally high level of sodium compared to many other vegetables. This natural sodium content causes immediate water retention in the body, increasing blood volume and raising blood pressure. For people with kidney disease, high blood pressure is one of the most dangerous enemies, directly damaging the kidney S filtering unit. When you juice a whole bunch of celery, you are concentrating all the potassium from a large amount of vegetables into a small volume. Consuming such a sudden high dose of potassium can overwhelm the kidneys, creating a serious risk of acute hyperkalemia. The biggest mistake with juicing is the removal of fiber, a very element that normally serves as the digestive system S lifeline. Without fiber to slow absorption, minerals and electrolytes from celery enter the bloodstream too quickly. Instead of the intestines helping eliminate waste through stool, the entire burden is transferred to the weakened kidneys. Forcing them to filter such a concentrated mineral load in a short time leads to overload and rapid nephron damage. Practical advice: if you really want to consume celery, use it as a seasoning, chopped and cooked in soups to reduce potassium content and retain fiber benefits. Avoid raw celery juice if your kidney function is already in a warning range. Do not let a temporary health trend cost you a vital organ function. Ladies and gentlemen, through everything we have just discussed, there is one truth I would like you to remember. Protecting the kidneys is not a journey of starvation or extreme restriction, but a revolution in dietary strategy. The kidneys do not need us to deprive them. They need us to provide what they can handle without being overloaded. To conclude today's S content, I would like to summarize 3 golden rules that anyone who wants to protect their kidneys should keep in mind. Rule 1, always prioritize bland foods. Salt is enemy. No one. Salt is a silent killer of the kidney S filtering units. When you eat too much salt, the body retains water to dilute the excess sodium, increasing blood volume and directly putting pressure on the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys. You should develop the habit of seasoning lightly. Prioritize steaming and boiling and minimize the use of sauces or processed foods that contain high levels of preservatives. Rule 2, prioritize watery, low-potassium vegetables. Not all green vegetables are equally beneficial for kidney protection. Vegetables such as zucchini, cucumber, and white radish are excellent choices. They not only provide natural hydration that helps flush the kidneys, but also contain low potassium levels. Potassium control is extremely important because when kidney function is impaired, excess potassium cannot be eliminated, accumulates in the blood, and directly affects heart rhythm and overall life safety. Rule 3, become your own doctor. Listen to your body as signals. Our body always has its own language to send warnings. If one morning you wake up and notice swollen ankles, deeper sock marks than usual, or suddenly experience a metallic taste in your mouth, unusual bad breath, these may be signs that your kidneys are sending an SOS. Do not ignore these signals. Review your diet and lifestyle immediately. However, I must emphasize something very important. The information shared in this video is based on general nutritional knowledge for preventive and reference purposes only. Each stage of kidney disease requires a strict and completely different dietary regimen. Therefore, for those who already have underlying kidney conditions such as kidney failure, chronic glomerulonephritis, or under specialist treatment, you must absolutely not apply any new diet on your own without direct consultation with your treating doctor. Doctors will rely on your specific blood and urine test results to design a personalized diet plan, ensuring the safest and most effective management of your condition. If you find this information useful and believe it may help someone else, don't hesitate to share it with your family and friends. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future kidney health tips. Wishing you all a positive mindset, a strong body, and good health. See you again in the next educational health video.